The first time the internet was running very slowly, so I restarted my computer and everything seems to be running fine right now. This week we have been talking about up to the apostles. And today, the son of Zebedee, are also the brother of James. In the book of Acts, John seems to go around with Peter some, preaching and healing. Now, you might understand that seems only natural because in the Gospels, Jesus has a special group of friends, Peter, James, and John. And as we looked yesterday, James was killed fairly early on, so that leaves Peter and John. Several New Testament books are associated with John: the Gospel of John, the letters 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John, and the book of Revelation. The strongest story of what happened to John after the ascension is that John moved to Ephesus and lived to an old, dying a natural death. Another story was that John was forced to drink poison, but it had no effect. In fact, I've been showing you the symbols of the various apostles as we've gone through, and this is John's, and it is a chalice with a snake coming out of it. It might seem like an odd symbol, but it relates directly to this story where they gave John a communion chalice with poison in it. The snake represents the poison, and John was forced to drink, but it had no effect on him whatsoever. In yet another legend, John was put in a cauldron of hot oil in Rome, but described it as a pleasant bath. Emperor Domitian banished him to the Isle of Patmos, where the book of Revelation was written. One final nice story. The legend is that at almost 100 years old, John was in Ephesus, and he would be carried to and from worship, and he would exhort the believers, saying, "Little children, love one another." Our other Bible person we're looking at today is Judas Iscariot. Judas killed himself for betraying Jesus. If we look in Matthew 27, it says this: "When Judas, his betrayer, saw that Jesus was condemned, he repented and brought back the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and the elders. He said, 'I have sinned by betraying innocent blood.' But they said, 'What is that to us? See to it yourself.' Throwing down the pieces of silver in the temple, he departed, and he went and hanged himself." That's what happened to Judas. And the interesting part about Judas is that we've been doing what happened to the apostles. Judas is never considered an apostle. I'll remind you that disciples are ones who learn, apostles are one who are sent out with the message. And all the other disciples were sent out with the message of God's love and salvation through Jesus. But Judas never made it to that point. He doesn't rank as an apostle. So in the sets of symbols that are put out for him, shields some churches have hanging on the wall, or these cards that I have, most don't include Judas with a symbol. However, he does have one. It's rendered in 3 different ways. Sometimes people simply put a blank shield, or there's a shield with a simple bag of money. Or thirdly, sometimes the shield is represented with a noose for how he died. So that's John, the son of Zebedee, brother of James, and Judas. I hope you have a great day.